Hello there, welcome to the video. This is my fourth round game here at the European Club Cup in Macedonia. Yeah, I'm a tad behind. I'm like a day behind. You know, some days you just don't feel like shooting a video, and you know, sometimes you just want to do stuff. But okay, we'll try to catch up. So this was the fourth round. We played against a club from Macedonia called Gambit Eseko. And on the fourth board, I faced an international master from Slovenia, Bodan Pudlesnik. I was slightly higher rated, but obviously he's very experienced, more experienced than I am. And I was struggling to find like weaknesses in his repertoire, or you know, spots where I wanted to try to prepare and attack him. And in the end, I didn't like, he was very solid in the lines in c4, so I decided to go for the London system. We had an r3, bishop to e6, bishop f4, c5, e3, queen d6, and he had played this a bunch of times, and we played this quickly at the board. I played knight a3, and now I was expecting d5. Most of his games in the database, he had gone d5, when I would go knight b5, targeting c7, he has to protect, and we play a4. And I looked at a bunch of games, I had some ideas, and you know, played around with the computer to get some, you know, some ideas for the game to work with. So it was a kind of, I'm not going to say a shock, but I was very surprised when he took a b2. And here we kind of get like the lesson of the video, and the title is "Sometimes no knowledge is better than half knowledge." And in this case, I had some half knowledge here. Now, first of all, I've seen this line, I prepared it, but it was a long time ago, and I couldn't remember it. And what's worse, and as I'm looking at this, I'm actually finding a game by my opponent where he's rated 24-15 in 1989, where he played this. Knight b5, knight d5. Okay, let's actually, this is just, I just found this now. Okay, so we'll have a look at it. Anyway, so the problem is, to understand why I say no knowledge is better than half knowledge, is let's go back, all the way back to here. If we go for the London with this move order, c5, e3, and now queen b6, a very early queen b6. And this was actually a line recommended by Agatmator in one of his videos, where after knight c3 he went for a6. And I published a video where I had an interesting line to play against that with g4. And I suggested two lines. I suggested knight a3, because after a6, knight c4 is basically winning, more or less. Unbelievable, you know, to check out the video. And on knight c3, a6, I was recommending this interesting move g4 here. But in both cases, after knight a3 and knight c3, black can take on b2. And funnily enough, there's a chessable course based on this video by Agatmator. However, the chessable course is a completely new variation, because Agatmator never recommended this move, but basically 90% of the chessable course is recommending this line, queen takes b2 for black. And here I know the move is a3 to trap the queen. Oh, it's back to move, yeah, knight d5. a3 to trap the queen, a6, and we have this, rook b1, and this, and they take the knight, we win the queen, they take on f4, and I guess something like c4 here is the move. c4, maybe c takes d4. And black will play e6, you know, there's pressure here, could be a check here, and black gets very active. I mean, he has, you know, a rook and a piece for the queen, and it's actually unclear. And if you know this line well for black, and you're prepared, and my opponent played really fast, so I thought, okay, he's playing really fast, I don't trust my knowledge here, it's been such a long time since I looked at this, I don't know how to play it, so I decided to bail out with a draw. So let's go back to the game, which was like this. He took on b2, and I chickened out. Knight d5, I play rook b1. And I just, yeah, the queen has no way out, so it's a draw. The sad part is that while preparing, I briefly looked, okay, he's going d5 all the time, and sometimes I use the computer, sometimes I use the phone. I use the phone, and yeah, I use the phone when I'm, during lunch, looking at some lines, and let's briefly look at queen b2, and I remembered, I saw the computer said bishop c4. I'm like, bishop c4, that's not the line. Maybe the computer is at like a low depth, so it's recommending something that's not the best move. So I looked at some moves, but I didn't trust it and didn't understand it. Unfortunately now I do, but it's too late. And the point is that here, with the inclusion of knight f3 and e6, I had bishop c4. So my half knowledge kind of meant that I mixed things up. I thought, I have this line with a3, he gets, a rook piece and the pawn for the queen and some active play, and I have to know the line. But here I play bishop c4, and the queen is just trapped. The difference is if queen b4 check, here we have knight d2, and that's why it's good to have the knight out. We protect the bishop, which would be lost in the other line. And now we can't even take on f4 because we just trapped the queen. And it's basically hard for black to find a move such as knight a6. I think rook b1, and then we take this. Something like this, and then basically more or less every line is +2 for white. So we could say it's winning. So, yeah, I mean, but then again, it's a team competition, and with my misunderstanding, I didn't want to take a chance to play the line where he was clearly prepared. That's what I thought. He played this really fast, but turns out that he was just repeating a line he played in 1989, and he hadn't looked at it in the computer. He told me afterwards, so joke's on me. So what do I mean, like, zero knowledge is better than half knowledge? Well, if I didn't know, like if he took on b2, and I would think about the position, I would probably find this. But because I was, trying to remember stuff, and okay, this is, I know there should be this, and I didn't look at like the facts. And if I just look and play bishop c4 here, I mean, it's not crazy to find. I should be able to find this. So I was victim of half knowledge in this game, and I got really grilled for it by my teammates because we lost 2.5, 3.5. But it's also a little bit unfair because I didn't want to take a chance because of my team. Maybe if it was an individual competition, I definitely would have played on and try to learn. But I didn't want to risk it in a team competition. But okay, such is life. What are you gonna do? And then you hear from some people that like turn on the engine, and like you agree to a draw in a winning position, but they can't say why it's winning. It's not winning. I mean, it's much better, but it's not a winning position. Especially if you have half knowledge. Maybe it's winning if you have no knowledge. I don't know. What do you guys think? Anyway, yeah, I think that's enough for this one. Hope to see you in the next one. Okay, bye bye. Thank you. Yes.